Oh,
maybe I should have it turned up. You know, maybe I shouldn't have the music muted when we, do the show and stuff. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should have that stuff ready. But that's it. Anyway, what's going on, folks? Welcome back to the. I just stopped the music. Welcome back to the Check Swing Podcast. Let me switch this up real quick. There we go. Welcome up back to the Check Swing Podcast with myself and, of course, the brains and broad in the situation. My man, Mr. Coach Santa, is over there all the way in Baltimore having big fun. Rocking the Phillies what do they call it
Connect, the
again? City Connect uniform, which I thought you didn't like it. You like
I
it?
tell you what, it grew on me. So Friday night, that's this past Friday night, went with my niece to Phillies versus Royals. They paid tribute to the 100th anniversary of the Hilldale Ball Club, which is the team that won the. They were in the first Negro League World Series, but won the second one. But it was the 100-year anniversary of that. So, but I think what it is because my favorite color is blue, but having seen it against the Mets and then against the Royals again, it kind of ebbs and flows a little bit. I still didn't know that we had
Seeing it in person.
seeing it in person, seeing it like in game action, it kind of grew on me.
I can dig it. You know me. I've kind of always liked it because it was so different from the regular uniform. So, I'm big on that. When they kind of make a uniform look just a little bit slightly different from the other one, I'm like they mailed that in. They didn't try
like the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, kind of like that one. But welcome back to the show. We got a lot to talk about. Surprisingly, a lot to talk about. Of course, So okay, I'm sorry. I just got thrown off just now. You put that picture in there, but let me ask you a question. Did somebody just send that to you recently?
Yeah.
Like right before the show started? Yeah. Okay. Probably the same person that sent it to me, right?
I meant to because I saw the image of that the jersey and the dog, and I meant to like put it in the notes.
I didn't see it. This first I'm hearing of.
See if I can find it.
But you ain't gotta worry about finding it right now. We can get to it later. But anyway, I got thrown off and all like that. But welcome back to the show. We got quite a bit to talk about. The Phillies are rolling, doing that thing. The Eagles had a big game over the weekend. They have a big game this weekend. We're going to talk about that. And it got kind of deep for the Chiefs. We're going to talk about that too. We're going to get into that. If you missed it over the weekend, I'm going to just say these few things out there because, we're not really going to talk much about them. But if you missed it over the weekend, Terrence Crawford became the number one pound for pound fighter in the world, defeating Saul Canelo Alvarez. Decisively, in my opinion. I was watching the fight. It was decisively. He just kind of took him apart. He had a game plan going in, executed the game plan to what it looked like to me to a T. So shout out to him. Shout out to Terrence Crawford, being the undisputed super middleweight. I forgot. Doggone. I had it right there, and I accidentally closed it, but he did his thing. Did you see the fight did you check out the fight over the weekend at all? Okay. So I won't ask you what you thought about it. LeVar Ball. Y'all remember LeVar Ball? Never lost. Got the sons that play basketball and all that good stuff. I know it's kind of rude for me to be eating while I'm on the show, but this ice cream is so good.
What is it?
It's Graham Slam ice cream. It's so good. I think it's my new favorite ice cream. It's delicious.
Best ice cream right now, I would suggest you get, forget it.
Oh, man.
Ben and Jerry's ice cream. You know those pint-sized things? The ones with the that have the hosts of the Tonight shows and stuff like that. Get
Those are
get
good.
the one, the Stephen Colbert one. It's called the Americone Dream. It
Okay.
has
I'll
it's
check it
it's
out.
vanilla with caramel, waffle cone, and Oreos. It's amazing. It'll make you slap your wife.
She'll slap me back.
Well, I mean,
She don't play.
you know,
Every time you get to talking, right? I throw a cracker because I'm hungry. I'm very hungry. I just got home not too long ago.
just eating on air.
I throw a cracker in my mouth thinking that you're going to be talking for a little bit. And as soon as I throw the cracker in my mouth, you stop talking. You finish your sentence. I'm like, and I went to get something to drink before the show, and I came down here without something to drink. But anyway, LeVar Ball, back to LeVar Ball, is back on his feet. At least one of them. He's showing off a new prosthetic leg. So, he had his foot amputated because of some health issues. And just got a new prosthetic leg, and he's walking around on it pretty well. And, shout out to him. And, hope everything works out for you. He got two sons in the league and in the NBA. One plays for the Cleveland right now via trade over the summer, and one plays for Charlotte, who has been to the All-Star game in 2022. And then one of his sons is a rapper now because he didn't make it to the league, but he's a rapper now, and he's not bad. But those are the couple of things we wanted to get to real quick before we get completely into the show. But one thing I do want to put out there for all of our viewers, I'm very interested in knowing what you guys think of this. Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, Game 7 of the World Series. Your team is up by 1. Ricky Henderson is on second. And as we know, Ricky Henderson is like the fastest man in history. And Tony Gwynn lines a single into right field. This is where the question comes in, folks. You have your choice of any right fielder of any era to try and nab Henderson at home. Who are you deciding? Miguel, I'm going to ask you that, but you can wait till later on in the show. I want to give people a chance to chime in. I'm going to throw this up there every once in a while during the show. But I'm going to give people the chance to chime in, of course. And you know what? I didn't open up the phones. So I'm going to open up the phone lines too. So as soon as I do that, I'm going to put the phone number out there for everyone to check out. Okay. And I'm interested in your answer because there's a lot of people you can select. I don't think there is wrong answers, but there's a lot of right answers. There's a lot of right answers.
There's only one answer.
Miguel says there's only one answer. So let's see if you can pick that answer that Miguel is saying. I'm saying there's like I'm trying to decide between like 4 people, to be honest with you, Miguel. And one of them you may not be thinking of. Like, I'm not really sure who you I think I have a feeling of who you're going to select. One of the guys I want to select happens to be one of my favorite players to watch. He never played for the Phillies, but I always liked him because of the way he swung the bat. But we'll get into that in a little bit later. But let's talk about the Phillies real quick. All right, the Phillies are on a roll. They're on a roll. They've won like what 7 of the last 6. I mean, 7 of the last 6. 6 of the last 7, something like that.
Is that what it was?
Had to give some back because they said it's not fair. You guys are rolling, and the league can't keep up with you right now. But they've only lost like 1 game in the past few series. I'm trying to think, who did they play before the Royals? I can't remember. Was that the Mets series? They took 3 out of 4 from the Mets in that series, right? Or did they sweep them
the Mets?
4?
Because
they swept.
I think when we won on Friday night, I think at that point it was like 6 in a row. At that point,
Okay, and then they end up losing to the Royals on Sunday.
right? Because of your boy Aaron Nola.
Oh, when did he become my boy?
Because you're his.
When that?
Because I don't know. I think you're an apologist for him and Embiid are in your, you know.
You know what? I'm not going to argue with you, but I don't think I've ever been an Aaron Nola apologist.
Yo, I mean,
I've never been as hard on him as you. I will admit to that. I will admit to that. I don't think I've. I mean, maybe I don't know. I don't think I've been an apologist. I'm just as frustrated with him as some people.
gotcha.
But okay, I mean,
Maybe,
I'll take it.
I'll take it back.
Now, Embiid apologist, yeah, that's me. That's me. I live there. That's me. This ice cream is so good, man. But the Phillies are rolling, right? Phillies are rolling right now. They're on the West Coast. They're playing L.A. They're playing in L.A. And Shohei, the he's the defending MVP. Did he win the MVP last year?
Yes.
Or was the year before? It was the year before, I think,
Yes.
right? I don't remember. But Shohei had a no hitter going through like 5. Phillies couldn't touch him. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I didn't watch the game. It was on. It started at 10:00. I gotta be to work in the morning, as most of you do too. But I know I wasn't gonna watch that game. But it went down to the wire. It went all the way down to the 9th inning. They were losing. They came back, tied the game up, and I turned the game on this morning. You know how you could watch the replay. So I turned on this morning, and when I turned it on, it was 6-6 tied up. And then Rafael Marchand comes up to bat and did his thing, doing what I was hoping he would do more of this.
And I was, and I'm glad you said that because I remember. So my niece, the weekend before, a friend of hers won a Realmuto jersey, like an authentic JT Realmuto jersey. And she wore it to the game. And when we saw the starting lineups, we saw that Realmuto was not playing that day.
Oh, man.
So she was like, a little disappointed. But when I was telling about Marcon, I said, defensively, he's really good. I think he's the potential to replace Realmuto. But offensively, I just think he just needed more at bats. So that night, he goes 2 for 2 or 2 for 3, I believe. Hits a double to right center, got a single to left, and then he had the night that he had yesterday. So it's like finally he's starting to kind of come together. I always love switch hitting catchers because I like switch hitters in general. There's not it's kind of like a lost art, and also people that are in the analytic area kind of poo switch hitting.
Really?
Because I remember when we were when I was at an organization that you and I used to coach at prior to coming to,
I know.
That's all I can say. But I remember the Falaz. We had a player who wanted to switch hit, but the higher ups were kind of like, well, just stay on the side that you're more successful at versus, because you have to work twice as hard, stuff like that. And he had the swing for it. I just think he just needed more repetitions for it. On my current team that I coach, I do have a player that's been kind of bouncing back and forth between switch hitting. I think he's hitting better now. He's got a heck of a lot more training the last year. So I see it. And it's like, I know if he was in certain other organizations, it probably would be discouraged from switch hitting. Because you don't see a lot of switch hitters, nowadays. Matter of fact, Cedric Mullins, right? He's a lefty, but when he broke in, he was a switch hitter. He started off as a switch hitter.
Really?
He gave up switch hitting, I think, in the third season.
And I didn't know that the organization that you and I were working for told the kid basically not to switch
Mhm.
it. I didn't
Well,
know
because when
that.
I approached him about it because on the thing on the roster it actually showed up as it listed him as a switch hitter. I was like, okay, well, first in the first game, he was facing the right hander, he batted left. So I was like, okay. And then the next week,
Was this our first summer or our second summer?
first, the very first,
Okay.
the
The
very
team you
first
won the
team you and
championship
I
with.
had coached together.
Okay.
And I think the second week, the very next week, facing the right hander, he went to the right side. I was like, what are we doing? And he said, well, I was in, my session with XYZ, and it was suggested that I not switch hit anymore. Um, just for the simple, and granted, switch hitting is very difficult. Well, for some it may come natural, but it can be difficult because you're trying to mimic, success on one side versus the other. So it does take a lot more, training, if you will.
Mhm.
Um, and allegedly there's stats and stuff that kind of poo-poo switch hitting, but
I'll tell you what, man. I would not. I would not discourage a kid from switch hitting unless they were just absolutely
Mhm.
awful at it. Like unless like if you're in high school and all of a sudden now you want to be a switch
Mhm.
hitter and you've never done it and you're like a junior or senior, I'd
No,
be
no,
like,
right,
bro,
right. And
that
the
makes no
person
sense.
I'm coaching, the athlete that I'm coaching now, you know, he started it in, I think I want to say middle school. He came in as the switch hitter. He didn't switch hit his first year, at least with me. Um, and I think it was more so just confidence level, but he really worked hard on it. And couple of at bats last week, he had some hard hit balls. So we'll see how he progresses. So I would encourage it. Yeah.
Um, back to the Phillies. They're on a roll. They're on a tear. They just beat the Dodgers 2 in a row. They play them again tonight. Dodgers defending world champions, but they're going after that number one spot. They said they want to get that one seed. They want to go after Milwaukee, who seems to be not playing as well as they were maybe 2 weeks ago. Um, Miguel, put your coaching hat on. Should they go after the number one spot? Should they rest? Because I feel like let me give you my thoughts on it, and then I want to hear your coaching philosophy on it. You go after that number one spot and you get it. You get a bye. You know how I feel about momentum. Yes, I said momentum. Momentum in baseball is huge because you're playing every day. You take a week off. Right now, the Phillies got the momentum. Okay, they probably got the best momentum in the league right now, American and national. I do not think. I think a week off would hurt that personally. I think a week off would hurt that, and we've seen in history that at times when the team has the bye, they come out real flat when they could get into the playoffs. Um, then on the other hand, you can rest guys right now, and that still kind of messes up momentum if you're resting them, but you might only be resting them 1 day, 2 days, something like that. Put your coaching hat on, Miguel, and tell me how you would handle this situation.
I always think back to, you remember, I want to say it was the third year after the Phillies won the World Series. And the Phillies decided, or the players decided, they wanted to go after this record, most wins in the season.
Mm,
Because prior
yes.
to it, it was 101. They wanted to get to 102. And I remember there was a series against the Braves, right? And if they would have left everything alone, they would have faced the Braves in the divisional series instead of St. Louis. And they really tried hard, and I think it got to the point where they lost like 3 or 4 in a row trying to get this record for Charlie and stuff like that. And then he rested everybody after they got the 102 wins. And I think it ruined, I don't want to say it ruined the momentum, but I think had they rested some guys during that time, they would have been able to play against the Braves and beat them in that divisional round. But instead, they became the higher seed and wound up losing to the St. Louis Cardinals in that divisional round. So I think you got to know your team, and it's not an easy all one size fits all kind of thing. And I think that's what I hate about certain coaching strategies. It's like it's got to fit in a perfect puzzle, and baseball's not always like that. Um, I think for the Phillies, I think you do a little bit of both. I think you play the guys not necessarily to win, but to get reps. Um, so like Romuto may not play a full 9 innings here and there. He may just split it in half. Um,
Mhm.
Especially if people are banged up. You know what I mean? Get a couple of reps in there, get out. Go to the training room. Get yourself healed up. Um, and I do agree with that 1 week off, especially in baseball. Having too much time does ruin the momentum. And
Let me interrupt you for a second and even give an example of this year. Okay, this year the Phillies had a week off for the All-Star break, and they came back kind of flat.
Mhm.
If you remember, they came back. They didn't have the fall off they had last year, but they came back a little flat. It took them a while to kind of get it together, and that was just with 1 week off earlier in the season. I don't want to see them. I don't want to see them take a week off. I want to see them keep that momentum going.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards that. I just Yeah, I think I would lean towards that with this particular team because you're going into this to the postseason healthy minus Wheeler, um, and we don't know what the status is of Bohm, at least for a while. You lost Alvarado, who wasn't going to pitch in the playoffs, but at least for the stretch run.
Mhm.
Um, and it gives you a chance to see what some of the other guys can do. When I saw the lineup on Friday, at Friday's game, I'm like, okay, Otto Kemp at third. mm, Um, I forget who was playing short. Oh, Sosa was playing short. I think Weston came in to play second, and they moved Bryson Stott back to short, which was kind of cool to see because that was the position he was drafted at. And seeing Bader and stuff, seeing guys that normally wouldn't be everyday starters getting their licks in, and seeing them produce, because it's like, all right, they're getting their reps in. So I think with this particular team, I think you can get away with not resting them and just kind of like pacing it, though. I would kind of split the difference.
Gotcha. And if you want to give us your opinion, you can give us a call. There's the number right there, 669-275-0548. Or of course, if you don't want to text us, excuse me, if you don't want to call us and you don't want to speak on the phone, I can understand that. You can text us. You can hit us up at 484-606-6061. Or even easier, you can leave your comment in the chat and we'll put it on there as well. All right. But those are your options. And I want to put this out there again before we move on to talk about the Eagles. I would just want to put this question out there again. Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, game 7 of the World Series. Your team is up by 1. Ricky Henderson is on second base. Tony Gwynn lines a single in the right field. You have your choice of any right fielder of any era to try and nab Henderson at home. Who gets the call? I'm very interested in hearing people's answers on this. Um, let us know what you think. Of course, like I said, number 669-275-0548. Or you can text us at 484-606-6061. Or of course, like I said, you can leave a comment in the chat. All right. Let's talk a little birds. Let's talk a little birds. All right. Let's talk about the Eagles. Eagles had their quote unquote Super Bowl rematch this weekend against the Chiefs. A lot of people are down on the Chiefs right now this year. A lot of people down on the Chiefs. I find it a little crazy that people are down on the Chiefs because they lost the Eagles by 3. And the Eagles didn't play well, but they lost the Eagles by 3. They lost that game in San Diego against San Diego. It was in Brazil against. I'm sorry, L.A. I keep wanting to call them the San Diego Chargers, the L.A. Chargers, where Justin Herbert. I mean, the Chargers look good. The Chargers look real good. I think the Chargers are looking to be legit this year. They got the running back Omarion Hampton out of the University of North Carolina. He looks like he's the real deal. Your thoughts on the game, Miguel? There's a lot of mixed feelings about the Eagles right now here in the city. What were your thoughts on the game? Did you watch the game? Were you able to see the game?
Absolutely. I watched it legally on the payable platforms that are trying to double charge me because they're the NFL and they're communist. A little discouraged at the passing game, but I like the fact that we're kind of playing the equivalent of small ball. You know what I mean? I don't think we would be in the shape that we are in now if it were not for Saquon Barkley. We're having issues with our syllables tonight. If it weren't for one Saquon Barkley, keeping things honest with the run game. So, 20-17 against the champs and holding, I mean, I'm sorry, against the AFC champs, not the world champs. Rematch, whatever.
Yeah.
But holding Mahomes to whatever, he was running around a little bit, but they still managed to, get to him. I think the main the main reason why people are down on the Chiefs is because it's Mahomes and his stupid haircut. It's Kelsey and his stupid haircut and Taylor Swift. That's like the main conversations, with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have Chiefs fatigue. Yeah. You know what I mean? Whereas other dynasties, I mean, I guess all the dynasties get some type of fatigue, right? People got tired of the Patriots, and then the whole cheating thing came out. I assume people were tired of the Cowboys. I mean, I don't know if you call that what they won 3 in the 90s, right? I call that a dynasty because they won back to back, and they won more than
mostly 2. Drug induced. Go ahead.
Hey, the whole league drug induced if you count steroids. But I don't remember people. I remember people getting tired of the Cowboys just because people hated the Cowboys anyway, but really wasn't really tired of the Cowboys. You were really tired of the Cowboys fans because we already know what they're like. What a majority of them are like. But I'm not ready to close that door on the Chiefs yet, Miguel. I'm not. We know their number one receiver. How do I want to say? I guess I don't know. 1 and 2. Xavier Worthy went down 3 plays into the first game of the season. He'll be back. Rashee Rice suspended for 4 or 6 games or whatever it is. He'll end up being back, and that's a decent receiving core right there.
They had some injuries on their offensive line too, didn't they? During the game.
Yeah. Yes, they did. So being a depleted team, being an injured team, that will take a lot out of you. But we've seen that happen with the Chiefs before, and they work their way through it and end up in a Super Bowl. I just think it's crazy that people are counting the Chiefs out. I don't think they're as bad as people are thinking. But I feel like people want to be that person that was right. Like they want to be I told you the Chiefs were done. I feel like people want to be Right. And I don't think this is the time. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm not saying that they're going to win another Super Bowl right now, but I think they'll be a playoff team and they could go deep into the playoffs. I think there'll be a team that nobody wants to see in the playoffs anyway, especially since Cincinnati's, they're probably not going to go now. Maybe Cincinnati should trade for Shador since he ain't going to get no burn in Cleveland. I mean, what can that hurt, really, right?
And that was like, even with everything going on in Cleveland, why not? Because I saw Flacco and how he was playing against the Ravens on Sunday, and it was like, and they kept panning in on the other two quarterbacks because I think they have Shador and the other rookie or whatever, the other one that hasn't been playing.
Dylan Gabriel,
Yeah.
I believe.
And like, why are they not? I think they're trying to avoid a QB controversy, especially as they still, and people forget that they still have Deshaun Watson.
I forgot they still have Deshaun
Right,
Watson.
who's recorded.
They got like 5
Right.
quarterbacks.
And all seem that, well, Deshaun Jackson has baggage. He's the main one.
Deshaun
Yeah, him
Watson.
too.
I mean, think about they got. I forgot about Deshaun Watson, but they got Dylan Gabriel and Shador, right? Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Deshaun Watson. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. I feel like there's like another one somewhere, but 5 quarterbacks.
I mean, whatever quarterback situation was, it helped convince Myles Garrett to stay in Cleveland.
Well, he stayed. He signed before the draft, didn't he?
He signed after they got Pickett.
Okay.
Before then, they were negotiating, or he was trying to renegotiate his contract because I think at that time it was like a year or maybe 2 years left. But he said he wanted to play for a winner, blah blah blah, and he wanted to be assured that Cleveland was committed to winning. So they signed Kenny Pickett, and then all of a sudden, highest paid defensive tackle in the league. I guess that's what did it for him. But
they signed Kenny Pickett and draft 2 quarterbacks. They're pulling a. You're not allowed to say their name anymore, but the Washington football team before they were the Washington football
That's
team.
right. Didn't they have they had like Gus Frerotte?
They drafted RG3 and Kirk Cousins in the same draft.
That's right. But
and neither one of them are playing for Washington.
It was not the first time they did that though. It was I remember it was Gus Frerotte and like another pair of quarterbacks that they had in the early.
Yeah, you're right. I do remember there was yeah.
Speaking of which,
the tush push is coming into question again. Well, I shouldn't say question. It's become a topic. And correct me if I'm wrong, Miguel. I could be wrong. The Eagles did not run the brotherly shove one time against the Cowboys, did they?
I don't remember them. I don't remember them doing it.
I don't remember them doing it either. So the first time they ran it was against the Chiefs over the weekend, and they couldn't stop it. But you had what was his name? Well, the former referee said that he's over the tush push. Blandino, yeah, whatever his name is, Dean Blandino. He said he's over the tush push. It's hard to officiate, which is kind of true, I guess.
No.
Hold on. Let me finish. The only reason I'm going to say maybe it's hard to officiate because they never. Not say never. They rarely catch the Eagles jumping off sides on that play. It's very rare.
There was a Monday Night Football game last year where the Eagles attempted to run the tush push, I think like 3 or 4 times, and they were called for penalties. They were called, I think it was 2 false starts, 1 what is that? lined up incorrectly or whatever, that incorrect lining play, illegal
illegal
formation or whatever,
illegal
and
formation.
one on the center for touching the ball or whatever. They If they want to call it, then call it. They can referee it. They're finding talking points to try to figure out how to stop the play because it's effective and no one can stop it. Everybody in football has the same opportunity to do it. Just like people complain about what's his name? Our general manager and how he kind of manipulates the salary cap. Everybody can do the same thing. Just because you don't have the wherewithal or the players or the balls to do it, shut your face. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's getting, people got
Here's my thing: if it's legal, what's
right,
the
and they
problem?
tried to say, "Oh well, what? It's a dangerous play." Not one injury in the 3 years the play's been run. Not one.
Not one.
It's
Not one.
it's similar to what was it that people hated about Jordan, right? Oh, he always pushed off. Michael Irvin, he always pushed off, and that's why he got his touchdowns and stuff like that. It's like if the referees ain't calling it, all right, well, you got to come up with a different strategy.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. This is stupid. What I'm about to say. It's real stupid. But think about this in a stupid way. Okay. You line up to run the brotherly shove, right? And the Eagles' offensive line is as low as they can get, right? The opponent's offensive or defensive line tries to get lower than the Eagles, right? Low man wins in football, right? Like I said, remember this is stupid. Why bother trying to line up lower than the Eagles when it doesn't work? Line up regularly. They shoot. They cut. They'll be cut blocking you, right? Your linebackers come over the top of you. You're still higher than the line, and you'll be right on the same level as the quarterback. Now you don't have the momentum, but your linebackers and your safeties do. I mean, what's been tried now doesn't work. Why not try it? I know it sounds stupid because low man wins and all that football philosophy. But what I'm telling you is you have to create a barrier. You got to create some type of barrier for them to not get into the end zone or not get that extra yard or whatever the case may be. And they when they shoot, go ahead, jump up and step on their back.
Wasn't there a play on one of the tush pushes where there was actually a player that did break through and still couldn't stop him?
Yes, I think it was
I don't know if it wasn't Chris it wasn't their main defense.
Are you talking about this week,
No,
or are you talking about
this
just in
past
history?
Sunday. It was because I remember
This
when they
week?
showed the overhead shot, and as soon as the ball was snapped, he was already in between the tackle and the guard. But by the time Hurts had broken through, he literally like went under him and just used. People forget Jalen Hurts can squat what, like 600 pounds or whatever the astronomical number is.
Him and Saquon both.
And
Yeah,
if you got him, Saquon, and who's the new running back?
AJ
AJ
Dillon.
Dillon, who can also squat 400 or 500 pounds. Like, hello, between all three of them together, they can move what, 2,000 pounds? Like, come on, you know what I mean? The stronger man wins sometimes. The lower and the stronger man wins.
Yeah, I mean, let's put it like this. They want to try to ban it. They for entertainment value, right? I want you to think about something real quick. They want to try to ban it. Really, they're trying to say entertainment value. Basically, is what they're trying, because they're not saying, they won't say because we can't stop it, because then they just look like suckers, right? So they're saying it's bad for the game, right? You know what else is bad for the game? I'll give you a guess.
Concussions?
Yes and no. Yeah, that's bad for the game, but that wasn't the
No.
answer.
Okay.
Here's what's bad for the game. The New York Jets are bad for the game. The Carolina Panthers right now are bad for the game. San Francisco 49ers are bad for the game right now. So you have a lot of teams out there that are very unentertaining that are going to be on TV for 3.5 hours. And they're not entertaining teams. But you want to ban this 1 yard play. 1 yard play. That takes 4 seconds off the clock? Whereas you have a whole city of people watching a bad team for 3.5 hours, but you're not concerned with that. You're not concerned with these teams being terrible. Terrible, as Charles Barkley would say. Terrible. Give us your opinions. Hit us up, 669-275-0548, or you can hit us on our text line, 484-606-6061. Of course, you can leave a comment in the chat right here on this scene.
You know why it's gonna get banned? Because Tom Brady said something. Because Tom Brady said something about it.
It's gonna get banned because commissioner wants it banned. Tried very hard to get it banned this year. They doubled down, or they put off the vote because they didn't have the votes, and then they didn't have the votes again. It's
How do you ban it?
The last time we'll see this in the Super
Bowl. How do you ban it though? Like, how do you ban a quarter? So a quarterback, you can't run a quarterback sneak no more.
That's probably why part of the reason why they haven't, because they got to figure that out
without looking like.
Yeah, I guess you can run a quarterback sneak, but you can't have anybody behind.
So
I guess probably
they're trying to do it without looking like sissies.
They're trying to figure out how to keep it brawny and brolic.
Just do what you've been wanting to do for the past 10 years. Take the pads off and turn it into flag football.
Yeah, really. Can you imagine? Like, I'm so glad it's the Eagles that's going through this and not like the Cowboys. Because if it's Cowboys, I'd be like, yeah, get rid of that. Could you imagine the 90s Cowboys with that offensive line running that play? They could probably run that play all downfield. I think their whole offensive line is in like the Hall of Fame, probably.
Which is why Emmitt Smith is the most overrated running back in the history of the NFL.
But still has the most yards in the history of the NFL.
Still overrated. No, there's no highlights out there of Emmitt Smith.
Well, here's the thing. Let me ask you this: is he overrated? Because where is he rated? Because I never ever hear his name in the greatest of all time. Like, where is he rated? I have no idea. I don't even know if he's overrated.
He's overrated.
He's probably rated. He's probably rated top 10. I don't even think he's rated top 5.
It's equivalent to him getting perfect attendance in 2nd grade.
I had perfect attendance in 7th grade.
I had perfect attendance by default. I was sick for like 3 days, but they allowed me to have my perfect attendance.
Wait a minute, hold on. You were sick for 3 days and you were not in school?
So this is what happened. I got sick on a Friday and left early, and then went to the doctor Monday and came in late.
Okay. Okay. So technically you were there every day and had excused latenesses.
Right.
Let me pump my chest out real quick. I was there every day and was not late one time in 7th grade. And the crazy thing about it is I didn't even know until the end of the year. They gave I remember it was Dr. Falkmore. And anybody watching this show that went to school with me, Dr. Falkmore. Falkmore.
I thought you said something else.
Oh Lord, no! There go your imagination. Actually, I think he might have been still working there when you were there, Miguel. But anyway, he gave a pizza party to people that had perfect attendance, and I didn't even know I had perfect attendance until I got invited to this pizza party for perfect attendance. That was pretty cool. I think it was might have been the only time in my life perfect attendance. Might have been. If it wasn't, I didn't get a pizza party any of the other times. Real quick question putting out there, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, game 7 of the World Series. Your team is up by 1. Ricky Henderson is on second, and Tony Gwynn lines a single into right field. You have your choice of any right fielder of any era to try and nab Henderson at home. Who gets the call? Who are you calling? Hit us up, 669-275-0548, or you can text us on the text line 484-606-6061. And of course, you can always put not your information, your opinions in the chat. All right. The Chiefs did something. Well, somebody did something stupid from the Chiefs organization. You want to talk about that real quick before we move on?
So after the Eagles' victory on Sunday, their PR director decided to mock the Eagles victory. In a since deleted post, they mocked the Philadelphia Eagles, calling them "Fly Eagles Fly," or changing the chant from "Fly Eagles Fly" to "Cry Eagles Cry," and went further to claim, "You didn't beat us, the refs did." While it went viral really quickly, the franchise came out against that particular post and said that the Eagles won fair and square, and they have disciplined and removed that said communications director. And even Andy Reid, he briefly said he doesn't like to, get into stuff like this, but he said, "We lost a tough football game. Our job now is to get better on the field and not worry about social media." I can't hear you.
Let me say this. Let me say this to the people, to the person that posted this stupid thing. Now you know how it feels. Now you know how it feels. Because the last few years, let me tell you something. You couldn't get a call against Kansas City. Couldn't do it. The talk for 3 years was you got to play Kansas City and you got to play the refs. You saw examples of the referees giving Kansas City these calls that were just like phantom type things, and what the hell was that? Now you see how it feels. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Can I say? Can you put the share on? And I'd like to share what Jalen Hurts shared with the Chiefs defense on Sunday.
Again today, and now they take a couple knees and can work their way to a 2-0 start to the season. Meanwhile, the Chiefs are about to start 0-2.
That's my quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's what it is. It's about winning the game. What does Jalen say? Keep the main thing the main thing. What's the main thing? Winning the game. If you win the game, it doesn't matter. Now, I will say this. I did want to bring this up a little earlier. I forgot. There's a lot of talk about AJ Brown being frustrated. He's not getting a lot of targets. He's not getting the ball. I got one target in the first game. I mean, we kind of know that he's kind of nursing an injury. He's had a hamstring injury all throughout training camp. I kind of think he was put out there to be a decoy, honestly. But if he's frustrated, he's frustrated. Look here, just make sure you catch the ball when it comes to you. Don't pull a Travis Kelce. Excuse me. Don't pull a Travis Kelce. Because Travis Kelce catches that ball, that game might be totally different. Let's be honest. Now, let me ask you this, Miguel, and then we're gonna move on to to the thing. Right now, we're only 2 weeks in, and I know it's very early, and I try not to get caught up in the earliness of things, right? Does these 2 wins right now, and the way the Eagles won the first 2 games, Does this feel like 2 years ago to you?
No.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, right?
the year with the year we lost to Tampa Bay in the playoffs.
Yeah, when we started off like 10-1 and then lost all the rest of the
Mhm.
games. Because you remember we were doing the show and we were both saying like, yeah, they're winning these games,
Mhm.
but something just
So
ain't.
so the reason why it's different, I think, is because Saquon Barkley. We have a running game. And that's going to because we that particular year that we, went 10-1, I don't even remember who our running backs were that year.
That year it was it Swift? It was
That's
Swift.
right. It was Swift, yeah.
DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift and I always remember number 14. But
Kenyon
no,
Barner.
no, no, no. No, that was
Wasn't Kenyon?
Kenyon Barner was the first Super Bowl.
Yeah, you're right. Darn.
Well,
Whoever it is, I feel like they played for the Niners last year. But I can't remember.
yeah. Well, whatever. Yeah,
Even that.
it was different. Yeah, I think it was. I think the bigger issues there was bigger issues on defense as well because we didn't have. I think we still have Fletcher Cox, who was on the end of his career. Um,
Oh, you're talking about 2
2
years.
years.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
we still have Fletcher Cox in the last year, and we were trying to figure out who was going to replace him. And this was before, I believe, Jalen Carter. I know we had one, but not both yet.
Was Jalen's rookie year last
I
year?
believe so. Yeah.
Jalen Carter. So we had Jordan Davis.
Or what it was, or
Jordan
it's
Davis
flipped. I
came
might have
here.
it flipped. But either way, we didn't have two great.
Jordan Davis was definitely first.
Right. So yeah, so we didn't have that definitive, and we didn't have Fangio either. Because that was also the same year. I think we decided to get rid of our defensive coordinator.
Well, we didn't get rid of him. After we went to the Super Bowl, they basically got hired somewhere else.
Reassigned. No, but wasn't he reassigned mid-season? The defensive coordinator.
Oh yeah. You know what? Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah. That season, because we had it was two of them, and they both. It was the one Patricia,
Right.
Matt Patricia was the one that ended up being, and I can't remember the guy. I can't remember his name to save my life right now. To who was original?
I believe he's in DC now. I believe.
I think you might be no. I think you might be right, but I know Brian Johnson was in DC last year.
Right. He wasn't.
And he was the offensive coordinator that year, but I can't think of his name. But if anybody can think of that name, put it in there. We won't have a whole lot of time to be trying to find it. What do you think? What do you think this week? They take on the Rams this week. A playoff rematch. There won't be any snow, as far as I know. Rams coming back to Philly.
Let's see. Saquon ran 400 yards against them in 2 games. They haven't shown anything. I'm not scared of them. I'm expecting a victory, maybe easier than the first 2. I think this is a blowout.
Mm. Well, I'll tell you what, the Eagles didn't make the first 2 look easy at all.
Yeah.
What we had? What was the score against the Cowboys?
24-20.
And this one was 2017.
Right.
So they've won these 2 games by a total of 7.
So this game will be 20-3.
I think the Rams get in the end zone. I'm looking at a game that looks more like 31-22. 31-22 is what I'm thinking in this game. Something weird happens. 31-22. Let's talk about real quick, because I just want to put it out there. I want to put it out there, not put it out there, but I kind of want to. This is the type of stuff. This is the type of stuff that kind of bothers me. Okay, Kyler Murray, quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals, right? Had to apologize. So let me see. Kyler Murray, Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray took down an Instagram post that included a photo of him wearing a Michael Vick jersey, college jersey, while posing with one of his Bulldogs. Excuse me, saying that he in no way, shape, or form condones dogfighting. Miguel, why the hell does he need to apologize for that? I love dogs. Let me just put that out there. And you have a dog. Why the hell does he need to apologize for that?
Pitbull, because people are still kind of holding Vic to what was done. What is it? 10 years ago, 15 years ago now, with him being involved in dogfighting. To which he served his time in prison. What was it?
Served what he was sentenced to.
Served every day of the sentence. Did the community service. Made the he was the comeback story because he signed with the Eagles and Andy Reid and salvaged the last part of his career. He did everything right. He apologized. He paid fines. He knew he was wrong and everything like that. But I still get why people are kind of sensitive to it because we treat dogs better than humans in this country.
Absolutely.
So I think it was more of a triggering reaction versus an actual like, oh my God, you're the worst human in the world. Because people don't forget.
I just want to look. Keep going. I just want to look something up real quick.
Yeah, but for him to have to apologize, I don't know.
I don't think he had. Well, I don't know. I don't know if he had to apologize, but he did. But let me put this out there, okay? And I know people will be like, no, that's not the case, but they're probably right. Michael Vick wore the number 7, and this is a college jersey number, and he wore number 7 in the league too. Michael Vick wore number 7. You know who else wore number 7? Also played for Virginia Tech. And also shared the last name Vick.
Oh, his
little brother.
I forgot about that.
His little brother Marcus wore number 7 as well. Now, ain't nobody gonna be like, hey, you're wearing a Marcus Vick jersey. Ain't nobody gonna think that. But it's college. He could be wearing a Marcus Vick jersey.
Yeah, they ain't a Marcus Vick jersey.
It's not a Marcus Vick jersey, but I listen. Look, this is not a Michael Vick jersey. It's a Marcus Vick jersey. I was a big Marcus Vick jersey. I was a big Marcus Vick fan when he was at Virginia Tech. Anyway, I just want to put that out there. People are way too sensitive, right? People are way too sensitive about a lot of things in this country. And, I don't trying to get political on this, but we're really, in this world, we're really starting to get our freedom of speech taken away from us now. With a lot, just pay attention to what's going on in the world. They're taking that freedom of speech away, or they're finding ways to take it away. They're putting in more consequences. Let's move forward. Do you have any videos for us today, Miguel? I know you do.
Yeah, you can queue them up. Only got about 3 or 4, but I figured you would.
Well, let's do 2. Huh? Let's do 2 because we're already an hour into the show. So we'll almost put in the wrong thing.
All right. So this is a softball game What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I know this is not that video, but I'm going to say what happened in a whole nother video that I've seen happen. I say the guy hits a line drive back to the pitcher, hits off the pitcher, goes to the third baseman. The third baseman goes, or shortstop, whoever goes to make the play at first base, and hits the pitcher in the head with the ball after the pitcher already got hit by the line drive. I only got that from a whole different video, so that's what I hope happens here.
Okay, well, now I can't show that video, so but that's not what happens here. But you'll see.
Well, you have to. You're gonna have to start. Oh, he kind of deserved it.
I knew you were.
He
I
kind of.
knew you were going to say that.
I've never in my entire life seen the ball go through somebody's legs when they were on a knee trying to field the ball. I didn't think it was possible. I've never in my entire life seen that. Can I see that one more time? I've never seen that. Right there.
And it's a softball.
I'm not laughing at him.
I am.
You know what I'm laughing at? I'm laughing at the guy on first base to call it time. Put both his hands up in the air. And then he calls time. Here it comes right here. That's how you know they had to go to work tomorrow. They had to go to work tomorrow. Let me get that. Oh my goodness. While you get the next video ready, don't forget we have our question up there that Miguel is going to answer in just a little bit. Bottom of the ninth inning, 2 outs, Game 7 of the World Series. Your team is up by 1. Ricky Henderson is on second, and Tony Gwynn lines a single into right field. You have your choice of any right fielder of any era to try and nab Henderson at home. Who gets the call? You might get a prize. I didn't put that out there yet, but you might get something for it. Meant to put that out there. All right, so the next one is ready to put that in. Pause.
I can't read the caption now.
It says, "I'm crying because of the ball boy."
You're talking about put it in. All right, ready?
Yeah, I did not see that coming. I just thought he was going to be mad at him or something.
It's he gets hit in the head and it just falls back like he blacked out on the way down.
That reminds me of that video. It was a tennis tournament. I know you've seen the video. At the ball boy, he goes and runs to get the ball, and he runs back and he kind of stumbles and then face plants right into the wall, makes this big loud noise. Kind of remind me of that.
The funniest thing was the tennis player just looks back and he's like, he's
right.
Already...
The tennis player probably didn't know what happened until he saw it on social media. Because he didn't see it happen. He was probably like, what was that noise? Because by the time the tennis player looked, dude was standing straight up like nothing had happened. So, man, all right. So, Miguel, sure. It's time for you to answer this question because I always refer to you as one of the smartest baseball minds that I know. But can I try to guess who you would pick?
There's only one person.
Or do you just want to put it out there?
There's only one person.
Roberto Clemente.
There's no one else. He's there's videos of there's a very famous video of him fielding a line drive down the line in right field. You see the mark 319 feet from home plate. He's about at the warning track and throws a bullet to home on one hop. And there's other plays, that's my guy. Like that's the only person that could 99 times out of 100 make the perfect throw.
So I'm going to tell you this. That was one of the people on my list. Okay. That was one of the people on my list. Now, I had quite a few people on the list, but I took a couple of them off because I didn't feel like they were known as right fielder. They may have played right field at a time, but I don't feel like they were known as right fielder. For instance, Willie Mays was on my list, but he's more so known for playing center field than right field. Bo Jackson was also on my list, but he's kind of more known for playing left field than right field. Okay, so like I said, Roberto Clemente was on my list. Ichiro was on my list. And there's one person that I said that was one of my favorite players to watch swing the bat growing up. Vladimir Guerrero was also on my list. I'm sorry, I meant to ask you to try to guess. I meant to do that, but Vladimir Guerrero was also on my list. So out of those three, like you already picked Roberto Clemente, so I'm gonna let you have that. I'm trying to decide between Ichiro and Vlad, right? And I feel like the smart choice would be Ichiro. But just because I liked Vlad so much when he played, man, I'm choosing Vlad. Vlad had an arm, man. Vlad had a rifle.
Here's the thing. I would probably lean towards Ichiro because there's highlights of Vlad with the arm, but as far as like defensively handling the baseball, he was okay. But Ichiro had the form, had the instinct, and always threw baseballs on the line. And there's another person that I just thought of, very underrated because in the beginning of his career, he was known for his defense, and he was technically Clemente's replacement, and that's Dave Parker.
I had him on my list as well, but I didn't keep him on there because not that I mean, obviously I never really seen him play, but I really didn't know a whole lot about him, and a lot of the knowledge I have of Dave Parker actually comes from you, to be honest with you. So I didn't really have that knowledge base. But I thought about it. I did think about having him on there, but I just really didn't know. And thanks for changing my mind. So I'm picking Ichiro now.
And just so you know, I got Roberto Clemente on the show along with Dave Parker.
I think I did know that. I think I've fallen victim to that.
The Dave Parker one, but not the.
Even though I feel like the last two times we played, it's been like a 1-run game.
It has been.
And my team is trash. My team.
You got to work on it, man. You got to spend the money. You got to play a couple of games. If you do if you do like the mini games, you can get a lot of people from that because that's.
So I was doing the mini games, and for people that don't, we're talking about MLB The Show right now. We'll come back to you in a second. I played the mini games and I got the Dontrelle Willis pitcher. Right, I had Dontrelle Willis before, but he wasn't the diamond Dontrelle Willis. And I did the mini games, got the diamond Dontrelle, and then I was playing the mini games again to get. I want to say it was Eric Davis, the diamond Eric Davis, and I completed all the things I had to do. But then it was like, no, you got to do more stuff. I'm like, I ain't got time for that. Like when I did the Dontrelle Willis, I just had to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, I got it. Eric Davis, I did 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I gotta score with him like 7 times in the game. I gotta do like all this other. I ain't got time for all that, man.
There's a way to do it. You don't have to. The thing is that they make you come back to the game, right? So you do the main stuff first, get that out the way. And then, like, if you do the mini seasons, do like all of them and just make sure that he plays in each one of those rosters. So, like, if you need 7 hits, then you're not going to just do it for the one
Oh, so you can do it in any.
So it actually says you can do it in one-on-one. You can do it in online play. You can do
Yeah, I paid attention. I did see that, but yeah, I saw that. But some of them, I'm like,
yeah. There's some play.
because the one thing I used to do a lot was the
Right.
mini season.
So if you do the mini seas, like do all of them at the same time, like and just do one game at a time, they all count towards that number.
Gotcha.
That way you're
Gotcha.
not like trying to play like long behind games, and you know.
Thank you for that tip. 4 years later, thank you.
uh,
You thought,
I,
even though I had them terrible last team, you
I
thought
thought, well, you know,
I wanted on my team. That's what I wanted, huh? Okay. I wanted this 68 ranked player. I don't even know. I don't know. You say you're stumping me today.
yes, sir. It's time to start a new streak.
Well, 2 weeks in a row, I got it, right? Okay. So while you're getting that, I'm going to make sure the chat is not on so I cannot cheat or be told the answer. And, okay, that's not how you put it in there. There you go. Pause. Okay. All right.
Saying Atlanta.
What's that last team?
Tampa Bay.
Shady.
I need full phrases, please.
LaShawn McCoy, also known as Shady McCoy, played for the Eagles, Buffalo, Tampa Bay, and Kansas City.
I thought the
Yes.
number 29 would throw you off since you suck at jersey numbers.
I do not remember him wearing 29. I'll tell you that. He wore 29 as a rookie? Huh. So was it Shady? Yeah, it was Shady. I can tell you a couple things about Shady that most people probably don't know. Off air.
Oh.
Off air. Yeah. It's not stuff that you would want. Like, you know, I'm a Shady fan. I like him on TV and all like that. I don't want to put, you know, nothing out there about Shady. And it's not even that big a deal, but it's not something that I would want to put out there publicly. I just put it like that.
Got it.
But 3 weeks in a row. 3 weeks in a row. I got it. Thank you for having more accolades than the one-time All-Star in like 1987. Thank you for having more things.
Nope.
I'm glad he had more
Not a
accomplishments.
problem.
Oh boy, so here we go. That music means it's time for us to get up out of here. We are the Check Swing Podcast. We appreciate y'all for hanging with us here on the Check Swing Podcast. Make sure you check us out next week right here on New to Us Radio. Make sure you tell your friends and family, your enemies, and everybody to come check us out because we're having a good time. We want to have a good time with you. We want you all to have a good time with us. And with that being said, for my man Miguel, the brains and brawn of the situation, and myself, we're going to get up out of here. We appreciate y'all. We'll talk to y'all next time here on the Check Swing Podcast. Peace out, y'all.